Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This video has been the most requested one so far. It is about TOEFL and its requirements for the foreign graduate equivalency exam, which is the FPGEE. So I have been receiving a couple of questions from you guys asking about if TOEFL can be given from Pakistan or any other country, or is it a requirement by the boards to give the TOEFL in the United States? And the answer to that is a yes. TOEFL cannot be given from any other country other than the United States. They only approve like 50 states within the United States from which you can actually sit and give the TOEFL exam. Coming over to what TOEFL is. It's an English language test that many universities require in order to entertain foreign graduate students. And in my case, a solid requirement by the National Boards of Pharmacy in order to obtain my FPGEE certificate. Now, for those of you watching, to get into a good university or a college, please refer to your college or university's website in order to get the particular score requirements for the particular institution. Because normally what happens is every other university and every college have their own score requirements, and you have to meet those requirements in order to get into that university or college. And in my case, which was National Boards of Pharmacy, and it's required, and it's a requirement by the Boards of Pharmacy over here in the United States to get the foreign graduate equivalency exam certificate. The exam is divided into 4 sections, namely reading, writing, speaking, and listening. In terms of NABP, students must have a required score in each of these sections in order to sit for the exam. And yes, I said sit for the exam because students who are applying after January 1st, 2020 are required to give TOEFL before they can even sit for their FPGE exam. Now, in my case, it was different. Back then they didn't have any requirement to pass TOEFL, and we used to have 2 years of time to pass TOEFL, I believe, after we were done with our FPGE. But for students who are applying after the January 1st, 2020, have to give their TOEFL first, pass the TOEFL, and then they will be getting the eligibility to sit for the FPGE exam. As I mentioned about the sections of this exam, the required score by the NABP are reading 22 marks, writing 24 marks, listening 21, and speaking 26. I get a lot of questions from you guys asking about the tips and tricks to pass TOEFL and if there is any particular pattern that you need to follow. And my advice on that would be practice makes perfect is the key over here. So apart from all the templates that are available on Google or on YouTube, there are a couple of folks teaching study techniques and tips and tricks on TOEFL. My advice would be to be consistent with what you're doing and practice. Another piece of advice that I would like to give over here is know your weaknesses. So there are 4 sections in the exam, right? Reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Know which section you're weak in, and then focus on that particular section and then practice. There is no point of blindlessly practicing over the sections that you're good at. So know your score requirements that I just mentioned, and then know your weaknesses and then practice on your weaknesses. And trust me, you will be able to get it done. Another piece of advice is this exam does not only test your skills, but they also test your confidence. So absolutely do not stammer while giving this exam in your speaking sections. By that I mean kind of things, that we do subconsciously, unconsciously, without us knowing, but we tend to make these mistakes, and these are the mistakes that hurt our scores really bad on the TOEFL exam. So for example, hello friends, my name is Afsha, and this video is about TOEFL. This on TOEFL exam is considered a no-no. So if you're going to make this mistake, it's going to hurt your score really bad, even if you said the whole thing correctly, even if you made no grammatical mistake, even you were super confident but you stammered somehow subconsciously, because we all tend to make mistakes, and this is something that we do unknowingly. So my piece of advice over here would be to focus on your speaking, and make sure you're not making the stammering mistake, because if you do, it's going to hurt your score really bad. An excellent resource that I used to pass this exam was zabanexam.com. I'm gonna put a link in the video description down below, but they have these little TPOs that are designed exactly the way the exam is designed. So they have exactly four sections. 4 sections have the equal amount of questions that are present on the exam, and they have their little practice mode, and they have their testing mode. And you don't even have to register to practice on those TPOs. So my advice would be to practice as much as you can on these TPOs. Do the TPOs, take the time out of your day, do it every single day, and then practice on your weaknesses. And I'm sure you will be able to do it. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and thank you very much for all the love that you have been showing me on MedNerdygram on Instagram, and I'll see you again soon.